Well, good day to everybody. I hope you're having a lovely day again today. Welcome to you all. Hope you're having a lovely day, enjoying this beautiful autumn weather we have here in the UK. Depending on where you are, further south you are, the better. I've been using this weather to get stuff done, running around that I needed to. But I've also got some washing out, both on the line, as you can see there, and on the clothes horse, as in permaculture, working with nature and using the good weather to the best advantage we can, and avoiding using any fuels for drying, electricity and what have you. I wanted to talk to you, having done laundry, about, I said before I was going to, but I want to talk to you about some of the things I use for my cleaning now in order to try and get close back to natural products, avoiding some of the nasty chemicals, and on a kind of journey towards zero waste. And I did say before that I think it's impossible, or almost impossible, to go 100% zero waste. I don't think we can, but I'll show you why in a minute, for a number of reasons. But just so that you hear just a scanning across of the things I use for my cleaning, and that's practically my entire cleaning cupboard. There are some stuff in there from years ago that I haven't used, and I can't bring myself to put them in the bin because I don't use them anymore. Things like bleach, things like furniture polish and things like that I have in my cupboard that have not been used in many years, but I can't bring myself to put it in the bin because they're just so horrid. And I think I'm going to have to bring myself to putting it in the bin and reconcile that is the last time I will put that stuff in the bin, because I just don't buy them anymore. So as you can see, obviously here are some of the reasons you can't go 100% zero waste if you're trying to get back, even if you're trying to get back to a lot of natural stuff. I know there's a lot of other alternatives, and I'll talk to you about them in a bit. Okay, at the moment I'm using not just Ecova, I'm using other eco softeners as well. I have tried to use vinegar as suggested before, but either I'm using it wrong or I'm doing something not right, because I don't feel that it is softening the fabric as well as it does. And also because I don't tumble dry stuff a lot. I think tumble drying does soften fabrics anyway, but if I'm line drying stuff or air drying them, they tend to not dry so soft as they would in a tumble dryer. And actually I should have brought them out as well in my tumble dryer. Instead of using tumble dryer sheets, I have woolen balls. They're balls of wool. They're wool balls. Actually, let me go get them now. Let's go get them now while we're on the subject. Excuse the mess. There's more laundry waiting to be hung up. There you go. Right, let's go where it's brighter again. Oh, lovely to be back out in the garden. Use the lovely weather while it's here. I haven't been able to sit in the garden for ages. Anyway, here we go. It's pure wool. It's a wool ball, and it comes in a pack of 3 I got from a discount store nearby. I think it was Home Bargains. It came in a pack in a cardboard box, actually. They're eco dry balls made out of 100% wool. So, and I've been using this for over a year and it's still kept its shape. It's still fine. So this will last for years. For softening, it helps to beat the fabric as it's drying in the tumble dryer. Just like you can get the plastic balls with the spikes and stiff stuff like that. But this one is much softer and it's a natural fiber, so I like this. This is really good. So I use that in my tumble dryer instead of tumble dryer sheets with their chemical fragrances and stuff, and the manufacturing of it. That's the softening, obviously, and I do use other ones. I am trying to find out the best way of using something like vinegar for softening, because obviously these things, even the own name brands for the shops of the eco softeners and stuff, they're still quite dear, really. They're quite expensive. So I'm trying to get back to finding a vinegar. I mean, I haven't used my homemade vinegar for stuff like that because to me that's precious. I've made it myself, and these small bottles of cheap vinegar are like 39 to 45 pence for a bottle. Plastic bottle, unfortunately. They used to come in glass bottles, then they changed it to plastic, and that wasn't even that long ago. So why they did that, I don't know. But you know, if I'm buying vinegar, I'm going to have to know that I have to get it in plastic bottles or pay a huge amount of money for glass bottles that I'm only going to send to the skip, really, because there's only so many bottles I could store even if I reused them. There's only so much space in this house. Okay, so vinegar as a softener. It's also used occasionally for hair softening as well, for a conditioner for hair, to a hair rinse for softening hair. And of course vinegar can be used for absolutely anything. It's naturally antiseptic, it's antibacterial, so I use that on my worktops and everything instead of anything else. The house smells like a chip shop for a little bit, but it evaporates and then the smell is gone not very long after. And if I wanted to, I could even put a little bit of lemon juice in it, or some essential oils, just to make it smell a little bit better. But I try to stick with just plain old vinegar. There's nothing else added. It's not going to hurt anybody. There's no nasty chemicals, and it is antibacterial. And I don't have to worry about using those chemical antibacterials that kill absolutely everything. Some bacteria is essential. There's good and bad in everything, and I don't want to kill absolutely everything. Just the nasties, just enough for us to be healthy. My laundry liquid I have swapped. I tried to find the powdered soap flakes, which I used to use all the time. I used to get it in boxes, came in cardboard boxes, the soap flakes, which is my favorite, and it came in cardboard boxes, which is far more recyclable, I think. And now I can't find it. I'm sure I could if I got on the internet, but in the shops it's now liquid soap flakes, and that's fine and well, but it's plastic, and it is more expensive than the dried ones used to be. And I think that's probably got more to do with why we can't get the dried ones, because this makes it more expensive, so the shops are getting more money out of selling you the processed stuff that makes it liquid, and it's in plastic bottles. So not, I mean, it says on there, look there, right? The bottle, widely recycled. Cap, check local recycling. So the cap isn't always recycled depending on where you are, but it says that it is recycled. Yet we know from the media and everything else that we see, whether it be social media or mainstream, that plastic is not always recycled. Even if it says it's recyclable, it is not always recycled. So that's another thing. And then of course it's the mechanization and the processes of recycling this plastic that might not be so environmentally good. But like I said, we're going to have to learn to compromise, and my compromise is going for soap flakes rather than all the chemical processed laundry liquids. Now this I use together with soda crystals, right? And this is an old barley cup jar. I mean, I suppose if you have coffee in jars like that or stuff like that, similar things, then reuse those jars. It's not exactly airtight, however, this is how they come, the soda crystals. And nowhere on the packet does it mention anything about recyclable. I do not believe that this packaging is recyclable at all. There's no signs on there to say it is, but by the feel of it, it's not the kind of plastic that is recyclable. It's almost got a cellophane feel to the plastic. And this is how it comes. So you want to use soda crystals, which are natural, but it comes in plastic that's not recyclable. Once you open the bag, though, I used to just snip the top and pour it in and stick it back in the cupboard, but it very quickly starts to cake inside the bag. So I decided to instead put it in the jars, and it has stayed nice and powdery for much longer. So I just transfer them to the reused barley cup jars. So I put about half a cup of soda crystals to about a capful of the liquid soap flakes in the laundry detergent part of the drawer for the washing machine. And if I want to, sometimes I'll put in a little bit of essential oils, just depending on what I want, whether it's eucalyptus or peppermint or lavender. I put a few drops of that in there with that. And then obviously the softener in the softener drawer. And that is it. If I want to deal with stains, then I will put soda crystals in a bucket with warm water and 5 aspirin tablets, the 300 milligram aspirin tablets, crushed up in the water with some lemon juice, and I leave that in the water overnight, and then another 5 tablets in the dispenser of the washing machine with the detergents to wash it with. And that is supposed to be a fabric whitener aspirin, your normal aspirin tablet. So that is a really good one to keep in your cleaning cupboard. So, but again, the box might be recyclable, but the blister packs are not. And even if they say the plastic is, the metal on the back is not, and it's not separated. If you want to imagine trying to get all that metal off of the plastic so that it can be recycled, not going to happen, is it? So, perfectly natural fabric whitener there with the aspirin, but again, not a zero waste option if you buy it in that form, but that's the only way you can get it, really. Soda crystals, obviously good for cleaning drains, for descaling and preventing limescale on washing machines, for degreasing of your cookers and ovens and things like that, for degreases and removes grime from a lot of stuff. So soda crystals are really good, especially when you've got it in hot water, in warm water. So when you use this stuff, if you're using it with your normal laundry detergents and soaps, you end up using less detergents and soaps because it takes away the need for it. And it also softens water. So even if you don't use natural detergents, putting soda crystals in your drawer with your detergents will help to soften the water, because that will prevent limescale anyway. That's why it prevents limescale. So if you live in a hard water area with a lot of chlorine and fluoride and all sorts in it, then this will help. In England, the water is harder than here in Wales, and we can see that very obviously when we boil kettles and things. When I visit England and I drink tap water, you can taste the difference. I know it sounds weird, but literally we can taste the difference. So that's it. Also for laundry, soap nuts. I found this, as I said, in a local Asian food store amongst a lot of the other stuff. This is soap nuts, right? There you go. Okay, it's a fruit, comes from India, and it's full of saponins and is used as a soap. And this I had before, I did mention it actually, bought some soap nuts from Big Green Smile and EcoZone, and it came in a bag like this, which is great because I reuse that bag. It's lovely. It's like a calico linen type bag, I think. I don't know what it is. And it said that the soap nuts do 330 washes. Well, I tell you what, it came with a little net bag inside the packet, and you put about 6 or 7 nuts or fruit in the bag, and you use that up to 5 or 6 times, 5 or 6 washes per bag. I used to do it up to 7 washes, and it still cleaned the clothes. I used to just put it in the washing machine with the clothes, and that was my detergent. However, I did find that when washing white clothes, it tended to make them grey. So I don't know if it has a natural bleaching effect. So it's not good for fabrics that you cannot bleach, I don't think. The downside for me, even though it's a natural product, it is vegan, not tested on animals, and it's a fruit. It grows on a tree. However, I find that for me it is something that's imported from a very far country, so it's got a lot of miles on there, travel miles, and not one that it's great if you live in an area where it grows. That's perfectly, good and environmental, but I think if you're living in a country, see, produce of India, so that's traveled very, very far. That's one of the reasons I don't want to use that anymore, even though it's a fantastic natural cleaning product. Just because of the mileage it has to travel. And this one comes in a plastic bag that's not recyclable. The one that came in here came in a plastic bag inside. The bag is recyclable, but it's still a plastic. We still don't like the use of plastic. So nice fabric bag that can be reused. It comes with a lovely little net bag that's got a zipper that can be reused even when you've run out of nuts. This bag that I bought lasted me an entire year to do my laundry. It's fantastic. The cost of a whole year's washing detergent was £13, 13 British pounds for a whole year, which I thought was absolutely fantastic for the cost of this. And that was including the postage, because I ordered it online. So that was fantastic, but again, it's the mileage for me. So there's the payoff there. There's a kind of offsetting issue there. So great, but so far I think I'm going to stick with the liquid soap flakes, and I don't know where the soap flakes originate from. I'm not sure, but I think it must be, surely Castile soap and liquid soap flakes are similar, if not the same thing. I don't know. I would be grateful if somebody could tell me. But I think the Castile soap I would love to get, but I found it's very expensive. So I would love to save up and get a big bucket, it comes in a great big, I think it's 3-litre bottle, 3 or 5 litre bottle, and I would happily save up to buy that and keep it in my store cupboard just in case, So I'm going to save up, and I'm going to get myself some Castile soap, because that could be used for absolutely anything, whether it's laundry, toiletry, soaps and shower gel, shampoos, whatever. Castile soap could be used for any of that, also for making your own toilet cleaner, the lot. It's a general soap, so I want to get some of that, and I think I will. I'd like to find a country as close as possible where that's produced, or whatever, however they do it. So that I will do. The Castile soap I'd like to get, and I am going to try and make my own soaps. It's one thing I'm really determined to do. I am still experimenting with homemade toothpastes, and I have some more things to get for that. So when it comes to toiletries, I'll talk to you about that another time. Okay. As laundry dealt with and descaling, I also use lemon juice, as I said, with the aspirin when it comes to whitening and stain removers. I use essential oils as well in my washing. Bicarbonate of soda is another fantastic one. That could be used as a scourer for absolutely anything, and it really does clean nicely. Together with citric acid. Very difficult to get hold of that. Occasionally, depends on where you look, you can get it. This company actually makes that. I think they get it from the same company. It's just in a different box, but the same company, DP, just dry pack. But who's the company that does? I did actually go on the internet to the company once and ask them where to find it, because Wilco stopped stocking it for a while, and then they started again. But they sell out so quickly that as soon as I see it on the shelves, I grab about 5 or 6 boxes. These come in cardboard boxes. However, the citric acid crystals do start to cake, and I think they lose their effectiveness if too long, because obviously the moisture gets through the cardboard. But at least that's 100% recyclable. And I dare say, even with this coating, the colouring on the cardboard, it can go in my composter. So that is a great idea, and I love the bicarb for cleaning. Absolutely works. Even freshening carpets, brilliant. The citric acid is absolutely fantastic for removing lime scale and cleaning toilets. I love how it cleans toilets. It's so magical. I showed my grandson the other day. I poured soda crystals and bicarbonate of soda into the water and some lemon juice, and it just made this chemical reaction of fizzing bubbliness. Oh, it was fantastic. His reaction was comical. So we had some chemistry in the bathroom, in the toilet bowl. Of course, you can entertain children with toilet bowls, especially boys. But yes, citric acid. If you can get it, find it, transfer it to a jar with a lid so that it doesn't cake in the box. Actually, anything that comes in a box to be stored in something a bit less prone to moisture getting in. The vinegar, as I've said before, fantastic. I mix it with the soda crystals, with the bicarb, and it really does clean lovely. Dishes, I have used Ecova. I do like it. This lasts a very long time. However, very expensive. I have tried other eco brands as well, also very expensive. And I've just found that Wilko also start their own eco range. They are starting to wake up, and there's more eco stuff around. I have actually been taking pictures of things in shops where they're starting to take on the zero waste message now, so I'll share that with you another time. But the eco dishwash liquid from Wilkinson's, I've not tried it yet. It says on the back that it's aquatic life friendly, dermatologically tested, but it does not say that it's not tested on animals. So I'm presuming, because it's dermatologically tested, does not show the rabbit sign, it is tested on animals. So that is a downside for this one. It says it's septic tank friendly, it's vegan. I don't see how it could be vegan if it's tested on animals, but they don't say that it's not tested on animals, so that could be questioned. And it's plant derived cleaning ingredients, so I'm presuming again Castile soap based. It doesn't say that on the ingredients. Hang on a bit. Ionic surfactants. Non-ionic contains fragrance, which is not a good thing. Hexyl, cinnamol, limonene, and limonol, and that's it. It doesn't say what else it contains. Obviously, it contains something else, but they don't list all the ingredients. But fragrance is one that a lot of people have to be very careful of, because we don't know where those fragrances are derived from and could be bad for people with allergies. But still, I've not used that yet. I bought it to put in the cupboard because it was far cheaper than the branded stuff. This is still, after a month, I've still got that much left in there. So it was good, it lasted, but it is very expensive, and I want to build up a store cupboard. I can't do that if things are expensive, so I'm definitely gonna check that, getting that one. If it's nice, if it works as well, then I'll get that and I'll stock up on that. But that is it. That's my cleaning cupboard. Oh, I have seen somebody, if you go onto Fairyland Cottage on YouTube and on Instagram, Neem, she does make a dishwash liquid from the soap nuts. Very simple, very easy, and she shows you how to make dishwash liquid out of the soap nuts. So that's brilliant. And when I talk to you about Toiletries, I'll refer back to her again if you want to just go and check her out, because obviously everything we learn from everybody, we pick out what's appropriate for ourselves and what works best for us and what we prefer. So even though I'm doing all this stuff, you don't have to. This is just what I do, and I think everybody needs to figure out what works best for them and what they want out of it and what's suitable for each individual. So it's a personal choice thing. I'm not prescribing any of this stuff. I'm just sharing what I do and some of the thoughts that I have around these things. So that is it. That is my cleaning cupboard between laundry and cleaning. Toiletries is another one that, like I said, I'll share that with you another day, and I'll prepare something to do with that. I'm not going to do instructions on things because there are so many other people out there with instructional videos out and blogs and things, so I would rather just refer you to see them because they've already done it. If there's something I do that's different to theirs or an adaptation, maybe I will at a later date when I'm getting more used to making videos and editing. But I don't want to do instruction video type things when I don't know how to edit, because it could be a very long drawn out video that would just bore people. So yeah, that's it from me for now. I'm going to get on with painting. I'm running out of time, so I'll do that. Get on with the crafts. I've got orders to fill to be sorted by Saturday and next week. There you are. An update on the dates of the craft fairs will be coming soon. I don't have very many this year, but I'll let you know the dates and the places. I haven't done much in the garden today. I did think about going to chop off the leaves with all the caterpillars that infested, but I decided to leave them because I spotted a whole bunch of wasps, you know, the normal fruit wasps that we see hovering around the leaves, and I saw tiny little black wasps that I think are also parasitic wasps. And I also saw, what else did I see? It was the wasps. Hoverflies. I saw hoverflies as well, very small little hoverflies. So I thought, hang on a bit. Some of them, I'm sure I remember reading, lay their eggs in caterpillars. So if I want to keep the hoverflies, I need to leave the pests for them that they feed on that their larvae feed on. So can I remove some of it and leave just some of the pests for them, just in case they don't get to all of the caterpillars? I don't know. I'm just thinking about that one. I put the secateurs down as I went to do that because I noticed all those beneficial insects. And I thought, hang on a bit. Shall we just let nature try and sort this out and sacrifice a couple of plants? There you go. Micro mesh coming up for next year. That's quite a cost I'm going to have to fork out. Oh yeah, and as far as cleaning goes as well, before I forget, the loofah I mentioned before, even though loofah is traditionally used like in a bathroom for body scrubbing, I would also use that instead of scouring sponges in the kitchen. So yeah, I have some loofah sponges that I've bought. They're really cheap in places like Home Bargains, in your bargain shops, but your discount shops. But I want to be able to grow my own because I can grow them in this country, and I want things to be as eco-friendly, as local as possible, and the most local I can get is in my own back garden. So I mean, the loofah at the back there is looking really sad, and the plant isn't the one healthy fruit we've got is not growing any further. I think it's too cold now and too shady there. But next year I'll put it here in this south-facing little corner right here, and we'll let it ramble up in between the grapevine. So yeah, I am going to be growing my own loofah, and I will show you how that develops next year when that comes up. So yeah, as I go, I find new things. I'll be swapping out a lot of stuff, like paper towels. I'll be swapping for fabric before long. My washing up cloths are already old rags of ruined tea towels and things like that. So I'm slowly but surely doing little bits to change, transitioning. And I think that's important to remember, that transitioning takes a long time. And I am taking a long time with this video. It's already 27 minutes. I've got to get on with work, and this could be too long for most people. It would take forever to upload. So I'm going to love you and leave you before anything else pops into my memory, and if it does, I'll just have to write it down. So whatever you're doing on this beautiful autumn day, have a truly lovely day. Enjoy the sunshine as it comes. Use it while it is here, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye bye everyone.